I never know when the stupid thing starts because it says going live and then it says you're live. And it's like every time I'm waiting for it when it says going live, it's like this huge pause. Hello, my friends. Oh, it's been a couple days, hasn't it? Holy moly. All right. First of all, happy Mother's Day to all the moms. And like we said, what's up in makeup today? All the grandmas and grandpas that are also moms, and all the dads that are moms, and aunts and uncles that are moms, and moms of furry babies and other animal babies. My love to anyone who has lost their mom, whose mom is no longer with them. All my love to you. All the moms who have lost children, my love is with you. It's such a mixed bag of a day for so many people out there, that Mother's Day is such an emotional day for a lot of people. So I just want to let you know, no matter what your situation is on Mother's Day, I'm thinking of you and I hope that you have a good day. All right. So today, I kind of popped off on Twitter for a minute, and then my friend Shirley, who is a member of the community that I've met, I met at an event once. She's amazing. She brought me down to earth. She DM'd me and she was like, Jen, this is not something you want to talk about on Twitter. Like, girl, back it up a notch. Back it up a notch. And I reread what I typed, and I realized that there's no way that I could express how I'm feeling about the whole explosion in the community the other day. There's no way I can express it fully on Twitter. It's just not possible because you have, this little space to write, and it's so much more complex than anything I could possibly type on Twitter. And no matter what I type, it's going to be misconstrued, it's going to be twisted, and it already was twisted by one person, for the 30 minutes or so it was up. They saw it as one thing, and that's not what it was, and that I didn't do this and I didn't do that because it's flipping Twitter, man. Like, you just can't. There's only so much you can say on Twitter, and this is so much more complex than that. So I figured we would talk about my feelings and your feelings about the whole Tati Goodbye Sisters video and all of that. Do I have any stake in this? No. I have no stake in this, but it is part of my community, and I do love talking with you about these kinds of things. I'm so far removed from that that it's more of a commentary kind of thing. It's more of me connecting with my community thing. I'm not inserting myself into their lives. I'm just talking to you all today. So, and I know that it's something that people have asked me to talk about, so I figured we would do that today. Now, without further ado, 33 minutes in, I want to say hello to the people that are here live. If you are not here live, this did go live on Sunday, May 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern. We usually do 10 a.m. Eastern when we get together. Lots of happy Mother's Day wishes. Thank you to everybody wishing me a happy Mother's Day. I appreciate you so much. Saucer Jess in the house. So good to see you and your hearts. Always love to see your hearts. Teresa M.O., so good to see you. She's part of our What's Been Makeup team. Abby is here. Good morning, Deirdre. Good morning to you. Thank you both for coming back. Crystal, good to see you. Thank you so much for the Mother's Day wishes. Karen, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here. Sandy, good morning to you. Angel and Terrible Decisions, who I learned does have a YouTube channel. So you should go over and check out Terrible Decisions, Terable Decisions. She does have a YouTube channel. And my friend Shirley that did bring me back to earth is here in the house today. Thank you, Shirley, for being such a good friend. Christy is here. Jill is here. Angie Banks in the house. Latina is here. Mini chat. We're here for it. We may stay on longer than 30 minutes. I don't know. I said we were only going to do 30 minutes, but we'll see. My family's good. Like, my husband's going to make me some pancakes for the breakfast. He's making me tilapia fish nuggets is what I wanted for dinner tonight. They're so good. It's like battered pieces of tilapia, and it's so good. Actually, we got cod, but still, it's really, really good. Julia, good morning to you. Happy to have you here. Jesse and Lila, good to see you. Tori and Tab and all of the Wrench Wenches, which are our moderators, thank you so much for being here. And I have a feeling we're going to need you today, so thank you. Steph, I see you. Good morning to you. All right, so we'll see what I said. It was going to be half an hour, but we might talk longer. We'll see. And we don't have to talk about the Tati James thing all the time. It's just whatever. So, actually, let me get my mirror because we are going to do like a little getting ready. I'm going to do something super light today because I want to focus mostly on talking to you. And the thing about live chat is that when you say something, you can't take it back. So if I say something dumb, you are so dumb. I want you to please look in the comment section to see if I've pinned a post to clarify anything dumb that I'm about to say. So Rachel says, Jen, can you believe James has lost so many subscribers? Kind of in a way, because I feel like, you know, it's not like he's hiding. Like we talked about this last week. He is a businessman. He is a businessman. That's what he does. He's all about the business. We've talked about this so many times, and I feel like, you know, people are maybe didn't realize that, but if you follow him on Twitter, it's pretty easy to see that he is going to do anything he can to get ahead. I mean, that's just, so I am a little surprised that people are surprised. I think if anything, there were some things that Tati said that did surprise me, but now thinking about it, it's like, that fits, you know? So, I am surprised he's lost so many, though, that he's lost, I think, 2 million subscribers at this point. I do believe James thinks that thought he was untouchable. You know, I think at this point, you know, I think Jeffrey has set a precedent for that. That, by the way, was the Laura Mercier tinted oil-free moisturizer. I'm going to use the flower setting powder to get rid of a little bit of this shine. I think Jeffrey set a precedent in that he can pretty much do anything. He can say anything. He can treat people like crap, and he will continue to be popular. And I think that James thought he could do the same thing, and he's learned that he couldn't. Not that it's exactly the same. You know, it's totally different situations. But, you know, when you're on top, it's like I was saying, I think I said this publicly. I'm not sure if I said this to my husband privately or if I said it publicly. But it's like, once you have 12 million subscribers, even if you lose a million subscribers, you still have 11 million subscribers. I mean, I think at the end of this, he's still going to have millions of people watching him. Has it set him back? Yeah. Is he probably going to have trouble getting brand deals for a while? Yeah. But he'll come back. He will. Because he's still going to have people. This is a major hit, but he won't go anywhere. I'm telling you, it's not going anywhere. It's just a hit for him. It's a setback. It's a bump in the road. That's my opinion. Mona Lisa says, is Tati doing okay? I don't know. Okay, so let me just say a little bit about my relationship with Tati and James in general. So we'll start with Tati. So when I was going to review Tati's vitamins, we were talking some about, like, she gave me a bunch of, like, any questions that I had, like, she was answering within a day or two. Like, she was on point, like, answering any questions I had about Halo, and I really, really appreciated that. We're going to do my brows with the Sigma Brow Powder Duo that I'm trying out and testing. Oh, and this was the Flower Setting Powder by Beauty Bakery. It's amazing. So she was so awesome about that and really helped me with that. Since the Halo thing, we've touched base a little bit here and there through DMs, but it definitely isn't at any kind of friendship level. Like, for example, I wished her happy birthday privately, and she never responded. Like, little things like that, which I'm not mad about it. I mean, girlfriend's busy. She's got so much going on. I don't care. But my point is that we're not tight, you know, because if we were, when I wish her happy birthday, she would have been like, thanks. You know, but we're not at that level. I've met Tati 2 or 3 times, I can't remember, and every single time she has been so incredibly kind and so sweet and treated me like I wasn't someone with less subscribers. She treated me like a human, like somebody else, like a colleague, like someone else in the same field. And I can't say that for every influencer I've met. So do we have a friendship? No. Have I talked to her since all this happened? No. Will I talk to her after all this happens? Probably not, because I don't feel like we're at that level. Okay, as far as James, I met James back before CoverGirl. I was walking around Generation Beauty, I believe, with Sanders Kennedy, who I'm no longer friends with. I used to be friends with Sanders Kennedy, and now I'm not. That's a whole nother story. But Sanders and I were walking around, and I had just done the piece in What's Up in Makeup on the ring light photo. So I knew who James was. Sanders and James started a conversation. I introduced myself, and but he was mostly talking to Sanders, and I'm not going to name the name of the person James was talking about, but James was very upset at the time, and he did. People tell Sanders everything. Like, it's insane. Walking around Generation Beauty with Sanders Kennedy was one of the most eye-opening things that I've experienced since I've been on this platform, because they tell him everything. Like, it's the weirdest thing. I don't know if that's still true, because this was many years ago, of course. So James was very upset because a larger influencer had basically said, I'm not going to be friends with you. I will never be friends with you. I think was I'm paraphrasing, but that was like the gist of it, is we're never going to be friends. And he was really upset about it, because this was somebody that he looked up to, and he was very upset. So that was my first interaction with him, and we just gave him some encouraging words. We went on our way. Fast forward to the launch of the palette, of James's palette. So I contacted James because, wait, did I contact him? I can't remember if I contacted him before I made the video about the pigments or after. I think I contacted him after, because I made the video about him not talking about how the pressed pigments aren't safe for eyes. Like, he didn't even mention it, where like Manny and Jeffrey had mentioned in their videos that the pressed pigments are not eye safe, based on the FDA's recommendations or whatever. And James hadn't mentioned that. And I thought that was an important thing for him to mention in the video. So I made a video about it, just making sure that people knew, since I do things with ingredients, making sure people knew that some of the pigments may cause eye irritation. So James commented on that video and was basically like, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much. You can go back and read it. It's still there. Thank you so much. Like, I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. You're absolutely right, blah, blah, blah. So after that, I was working on my full review for the video, and I DM'd James, and I said, because he started following me on Twitter, I DM'd him. This is the Dose of Colors Shell Ideal Duo. I don't really like this, but I wanted to just do a one and done eyeshadow look. So the way that it works is it's like a cream on the top and then a powder on the bottom. I might just do the cream, we'll have to see. So anyway, so I DM'd him about it, and I said, I'm having trouble with this palette. I can't get it to work. Will you please help me, because I want to make sure that I give a fair review of your palette. And he was like, sure, helped me through the whole thing. Like, I sent him like my fails pictures, like the ones that I showed in the video. Like, I sent him that and like gave him a good laugh or whatever. He was on a plane somewhere and he was like laughing, and I was laughing at myself because they were so bad. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that and just do some glossy eyes. So he helped me through that. We got through it. I made my video. Ever since my video went out, I've sent him a couple of DMs just to kind of try to continue the relationship, just whatever, hey, how are ya? Like that kind of thing, like checking in, just nothing, no, crickets, nothing. So I don't know what that means. It could mean that he's just really busy. It could mean that he just wanted to help me with where it was convenient for him, like to help me with the palette. Because like with Tati, she continued to talk to me after the Halo review, where James did not after I reviewed his product. It was like, and it was like little things, like where he would have been like the answer might have been, cool, thanks. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I was asking huge, difficult questions. Because I don't answer all my DMs either. I got no business to talk about it. I don't answer all my DMs. So I get it. But it was just, I don't know. So anyway, so James and I have zero relationship at this point. If he released another product, maybe he would DM me back. I don't know. But anyway. So that's the rundown of my relationship with the two of them. It's basically, I'm not friends with either one of them, but I've talked to them both privately and I've met them both on various occasions. So figured I would fill you in on that. Okay, so let me go ahead and read some of these things. What are your thoughts on James's sexually predatory behavior? This is what I think. All right, I'm going to use this eyeliner. This is brand new from Ofra, and it is their eyeliner. I've used it once and I really, really like it a lot. I have a feeling. This is what I think. I think this is just an opinion. I do not know this. This is my opinion. That, like Tati said, it's a game. Everything's a game, Like, I think that he sees someone that is not able to be gotten, and then he tries to get them. Like an escape room, you try to escape. I think everything is a game, and he wants to win everything, including a situation where you can't change someone's sexuality. That's what I believe. I believe you are what you are, and that's it. I don't think he thinks about them. I don't think he thinks about their feelings, or that maybe they're young and still trying to figure out their own sexuality. I don't think that he's thinking about that. I think he's just thinking about the conquest, you know? And I can't say that when I was his age that I didn't treat boys badly. I don't think it was the same situation. I think it's a totally different situation and a totally different magnetism. But I can't say I always had every boy that I had, dated or was involved with. I can't say I always had their feelings in mind. Like, I was pretty selfish at times, I will admit. I don't think that he thought about it like that. Was it absolutely disgusting and wrong and terrible? Absolutely. Again, I'm not trying to make excuses for him, because it's still a horrible thing to do. And I think that he needed to listen to people when people told him it was a horrible thing to do. That's when you back up and you go, whoa, and then you stop that behavior, and it seems like he continued it, which to me is inexcusable. It's absolutely inexcusable. And I think that it is gross and creepy. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. Margot says what he did was no better than Cosby or Spacey or anyone else who got nailed for it in the Me Too movement. See, I don't know about that. I don't want to minimize what Cosby and Spacey did, because I feel like those are so much worse. Like those situations, I feel like are worse. But the only thing is we don't know. That's the thing, is we don't know where these situations ended. We don't know how much he really tried to pressure people. Because I don't know. Trying to convince someone to do things they don't want to do is disgusting and horrible. But physically forcing yourself on someone and not allowing them to escape from that situation, I think is worse. You know what I mean? Like, both are terrible and awful. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's all of them are bad. All of them are bad. Yeah, he is a legal adult. He is over 18, and it's gross. But this is something that has been a problem in our society for so long, and I'm so glad people are talking about it. Kayla says if he wasn't checked, he would have become a Weinstein. Maybe. It's definitely possible. I think that he was definitely using his influence and power to manipulate people, because it was a game. It was a game. And it's sad. It's really sad. And especially since Tati was trying to tell him. All right, so for mascara, we're going to try, this is the first time I've ever used this. This is the Essence Lash Booster Primer. Oh, I should tell you what I got in PR. The Sigma's PR, the Ofra's PR, and the Essence's PR. And then later on, the lip gloss is PR. I forget to tell you. Randy says, I don't think Tati's looking to hit a huge milestone from this. I think she's truly hurt and didn't want to hit a huge milestone like this. Yeah, I don't think that Tati did this. Like, this could have totally backfired on her. She could have lost everything over this if it went a wrong direction. It's kind of like, when you release anything to the public, people will make movies and things and think they are the bee's knees and they are the best movie that was ever made. And then they get to the box office and they tank. And this could have tanked for Tati. This could have been a huge hit for her as far as a bad hit to her channel. It could have been awful for her. And it turned out the opposite way. But I don't think that this was a calculated thing on her part. The world. All right. Everybody take a deep breath. I know, right? Chris says, why isn't mom around to help her kids? Why did Tati have to step in? You think James should have been, James's mom should have been with him? No, I don't, honestly. I feel like when you're a mom, I'm not a mom of a teenager, so I don't know from personal experience, but I know, like, when I was doing dumb stuff when I was a teenager, and when I first moved out of the house, I moved out of the house when I was 20, my mom wasn't there, and I didn't tell my mom the dumb stuff I was doing. You know, I feel like he's an adult, and if he wants help from his mom, he needs to ask her. I mean, I'm sure she was checking. I mean, I don't know, but she might have been checking in and seeing how he was doing. Do you think he's gonna? I mean, it sounds like he does kind of talk to his mom about that stuff. I like this combo. Kind of like this mascara. It's a little stringy, a little clumpy. No, just stringy, but it's cute. I'll take it. It'll work for today. Um, I don't think that. I think now she knows. I don't know if she realized how bad it was, but I don't think that when you have adults that move out of the house, you have to let your birdies fly and learn. But to put a mothering, I don't know if she put it doesn't, but see this thing, I don't know, it doesn't sound like she put a mothering role on Tati and was like, dude, I can't watch my kids. Can you watch my kids for me? Like, I don't think it was like that. I think Tati took on that role voluntarily to kind of mother James because his mother was across the country. But I don't think that was his mother's fault. Should Tati have taken that role? I can see myself making the same choice. So I don't know. She's just trying to help somebody out. And bit her in the butt. Ah! No! What did I just did, girl? My eyeball. All right, we're putting this. Look at this. This is disgusting. I totally got like fuzz all over. There's like cat hair on my. All right, I have a towel here. I'm just gonna wipe it off on my towel. I totally just ruined my towel. Well, it was already ruined. Let's be real here. So, I mean, I'm hoping that things will get better. I'm gonna let this dry and look ridiculous for a minute. I'm hoping that his mom will kind of be more involved now. I mean, it sounds like she was just letting him be and try to be an adult and figure things out on his own, which I get, because you can't just hover over your kids. Jenny says, I'm sick of excuses of being young. I hear that, but it kind of is. I mean, it's not an excuse. My eyelashes are all stuck together right now, and they're going to dry like that if I don't put some of this on. All right, I see one more. This is probably very unsanitary right now. I'm going to have to do something with this. But, like, my lashes are all clumpy, and I need to do something. I mean, especially in males, they develop physically slower than females in the brain-wise. I mean, that's just a physical fact. And it is a factor, whether we want to look at it or not. I mean, are there more mature 18-year-olds, 18, 19-year-olds out there? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we cannot deny that there are physical, biological differences in the brains of young adults, of 18, 19, 20-year-olds, than adults that are older. I mean, you have to consider it because it is a factor. Is it an excuse? No, it's not an excuse, but it's a factor. You know what I mean? Okay, so Legally Blonde 71 says, I work in behavioral health. It is no wonder that teen and young adult suicides are climbing in occurrence. No one should accept a mean bully. It is an issue that needs to end. Mean people need to go. There have been mean people forever. There's always going to be mean people. There's nothing we can do about it. There's always going to be mean people. All we can do is try to help the people around us not to be those people. And for ourselves to not be one of those people. That's all we can do. Is we can do better ourselves, and we can try to help the people around us do better. Yeah, Kimberly R. says, I personally know a situation where a teenager achieved fame, the relationship with parents changes in not a good way. Flotus Noodle says, I love your stance on this. Thank you. Oh, I'm trying, man. It's a lot easier when y'all ask me questions rather than me trying to go off the cuff, because if I go off the cuff, I'm going to start spiraling out of control. How are we doing on time? We're 24 minutes in. Okay, so next product is I'm just going to do a little bronzing instead of blush today because I just want to do something really like natural. Tab says, but yes, but all bullying is unacceptable, especially by celebrities and CEOs. Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. It is unacceptable. Just because it's always going to happen doesn't mean it's acceptable. It's still, I want to make, thank you, Tab, for that, because it's still absolutely 100% unacceptable. But I think as a society, if we think we're going to stop a human behavior completely, I think we're kidding ourselves. But we can be good role models to people around us. We can try our best to be good people on our own. And I think through individually, we can do better, you know? But it's up to an individual person, their behavior, you know? It is absolutely 100% unacceptable. I agree. Michelle, how are you? I've missed you, my dear. I'm glad that you're back. Sending big hugs. Katie says, would you have made the same choice as Tati in her situation? Do you think she helped him in the long run by making him face his behavior? That's a really good question. Would I have made the same decision? Based on what Tati said, this, by the way, is the Ciate Palm Island bronzer that my friend Nancy sent me. Oh my gosh, I just realized I have mascara under this side too. Are you serious? I hate it because then I have to pull on my eyeball. Hold on a minute, time out. Based on what Tati said, basically it was kill or be killed, is what it sounded like. It sounded like James was going to go through drama channels to twist the story onto Tati. And if that's true, then if I thought that, I probably would have made the same decision. Because, I mean, it sucks though. It sucks that that had to be her choice. Like, I hate that that had to be her choice. I'm just gonna put this on like blush for now and see how it goes. It really sucks that that had to be her choice. I wish that they could have worked it out privately, but it sounds like that wasn't an option. So I think that overall, I do think this has helped him because I do think that he needed to be taken down a peg. I mean, I don't watch a lot of James's videos. I am subscribed, but I don't watch a lot of them because honestly, it's just not my style. I can see why other people like them, but I don't watch a lot of them. So I watched his video on his tour, and there's a point when he's crushing up, like he like was making this pumpkin bread or whatever, and he's got this rolling pin and he's trying to crush up, what was it, pumpkin seeds, I think? Because yes, it was pumpkin seeds, and he's trying to crush them up, and the person behind the camera was like, get really mad, think about a red social blade, and he's something like, oh, I couldn't imagine that, or something like that, you know, like, and I remember in that moment thinking, as someone who has had a red social blade, if you don't know, that means that you're losing more subscribers than you're gaining. I have that probably 5-6 times a year. I get a red social blade for various reasons. And it doesn't feel good. It feels terrible. But in that moment, I think I took it a little too personally, and I was like, this boy needs to be knocked down a peg. I remember thinking that, like, that red social blade can happen to anybody. You know, nobody is immune. Nobody. And put a little bit more on. A little bit. And I feel like he really thought he was untouchable. I do. I feel like he really thought that this couldn't happen to him. And then it did. I'll put a little bronzer up here because my forehead's sticking out a little bit over here. Right there. There we go. That's cute. I like that. Where else do I want to? I'm trying to think about what Scott Barnes told me, where he was like, you know, think about the places, like think about your forehead and think about how round it is. And then think about where it digs in and where it pops out and where you want it to do. Because as we get older, we lose volume here. So this is where people my age might want to highlight a little bit and then bronze a little in the center. So we're going to do just a little bit of bronzing in the center. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right. I think Scott Barnes was the one that told me that. I can't remember. All right. So anyway. A behavior, he victimized young men. Yes. And in doing that, he had a terrible behavior. I think that it's the same. Like, behavior is the category of victimizing somebody, you know? Like, it's different than, it's a behavioral choice. I mean, when you choose to murder someone, that's a behavior, that's a choice. When you choose to, do anything behaviorally, it's a behavior. I don't think people should get it twisted that behavior minimizes what he did, because it doesn't. He did victimize young men. He absolutely did. He absolutely did. Lindsay, thoughts on his apology video, genuine or no? I do think it was genuine, because he didn't really, he apologized what I figured he would apologize for, which is a general apology to Tati for hurting her. He didn't own up to anything, because I'm not sure if he thinks he did anything wrong. We're gonna use the Milk Makeup. I love this thing. I got this in a FabFitFun. Flippin' love this highlighter. This is in the shade Mars. He apologized exactly the way I thought he would. And I think that the tears were real. But I don't think apologizing to your mom on camera was, I feel like that was a calculated move, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Bringing up, apologizing to your mom on social media, to me, is kind of insane. Like, if I hurt my mom in any way, I would go to my mom and I would give her a call. I would call my mom on the phone. Like, I don't see why that was even relevant to the situation. I think maybe if James and I were friends and we had a conversation about it, and it's like, well, what did you actually do wrong? Like, in having that conversation, what did you do that you should not have done? And apologizing for those things, not just apologizing for hurting somebody's feelings. I'm sorry that I hurt you, over and over again. It's not just about, I'm sorry that I hurt you. It's, I'm sorry that I did this, and I'm sorry that I did this, and I'm sorry that I did this, because it was wrong. It was a wrong thing to do, and I should not have done those things, along with, I'm sorry that I hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was genuine. I do. And I think he apologized for the things that he genuinely feels bad about, which is hurt. I do think he probably feels bad that he hurt his friend. But I don't know if he feels like he did anything wrong, though. I don't know. Valentine. Can someone tell me who Gabriel Zamora is and who he is and why should I care? I think that we should care about every human individually to an extent. But Gabriel, I don't. And then another one says, Deku says, do you think Gabriel Zamora is a friend of James or a yes man? I don't think Gabriel is anybody's yes man, but I do think Gabriel thinks, I'm going to say that because I don't know. Gabriel thinks. Hold on, let me put on my lip gloss. This is by Too Faced, and this was sent in PR. This is called All the Stars. I was looking for my Fenty Gloss Bomb and I couldn't find it. This may not be dark enough. It may make me look like I want to have a little bit of color on my lips. Let me see. If I do put a little color on my lips. Oh no. We'll put this on and we'll find out. I think that Gabriel came off of the Laura and Manny situation really. Ooh, that looks terrible. Hello, 1992. Welcome. I found you again. Okay, so I've got these CoverGirl lipsticks over here, also PR. I'm going to try to add one of these to it just to add a little bit of color because this looks insane. Gabriel came off of the Manny Laura situation. Oh, I just didn't realize it says cream. I guess it turned metallic. I don't know if I like a metallic lip with this. I don't know. I'll sit in it and I'll figure it out. I have not made it a secret that I have always been a supporter of Gabriel. When he was going through the Manny and Laura stuff, I supported him through with all of that. He never like talked to me about that though. Like, I publicly stood up for him when no one else was standing up for him, and he never. I kind of took it a little personally, but he never like reached out and was like, dude, that was a big risk on your part to stand up for me, and I appreciate that. Like, and then I've, like, just like everybody. I mean, it's not just these people that I've tried to talk to. I mean, it makes it sound like everybody I DM ignores me, which isn't true. Like, I'm telling you pretty much, these are the people that ignore me when I DM them. It sounds so pathetic, but I do talk to quite a few people on DM, and we actually have full conversations, and I really enjoy them. Jackie Ina being one of them, who always DMs me back. So Gabriel is one that whenever I post responses to him publicly, whenever I like have tried to talk, like he just completely ignores me, and which makes me really, really sad because when I first met him, I felt like I had a really good connection with him. It was when he first started with Ipsy, and I was like, dude, don't ever change, man, because he gave the best speech in front of the group. At this thing called Creator Day, he gave the best speech, and it was all about, you know, staying true to yourself, and like it was just this beautiful message. And I put him aside later, and I said, you know what? I was like, this is a crazy world, and I was like, please don't ever change. He's like, oh, I won't, and gave me a hug. And every time I saw him after that event, he was really nice to me. But we were never friends. Like we were never friends, and I think that maybe like people interpreted that before as that we were friends, but we weren't. It was strictly like when we saw each other at events, we would say hello. That's it. But this is something that I think, like, I'm starting to get a weird feeling about him, like not like that he had gone to the dark side. I was getting kind of a weird feeling. He did, by the way, but he did offer condolences for my cat. I want to make sure, I almost forgot to mention that he did offer condolences for my cat, which I really, really appreciated. But anyway, I had a feeling he was going to the dark side. Like I had this like weird feeling. And then when he did the videos about Tati, I was like, oh, he definitely went to the dark side. Just super, I thought it was super judgy. I thought that like it was very head shaking, like judgy, and it hurt my heart. Like I didn't even watch all of his video that he made about the beauty community or whatever. I didn't watch it all. I couldn't watch it. It like disappointed me so much. And I never reached out to him privately because I honestly don't think he'd care. I really don't think he cares what I think. I don't. I'm, you know, 40-year-old woman who makes YouTube videos. I don't think he cares. I think I'm insignificant, you know? But I was really disappointed in his involvement in it, and then he took that side. Is he a friend of James or a yes man? I think he's a friend of James. I don't think he's a yes man. I don't think Gabriel will ever be a yes man. I think Gabriel is smart, but I think Gabriel thinks he knows more than he does. I think Gabriel gives himself a little too much credit. That's my opinion. I think that some of these young people that get famous really quickly, like Gabriel did not have to work for his comeuppance. Like, it was basically handed to him. And he's adorable, and he's charming, and he's talented. But he didn't have to work, you know? Like, and I think that he doesn't realize that there's a whole nother side to this. You know, at least that's what he comes off like. He doesn't realize it. I don't know. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Do I have proof of this? No, it's just my thought. Jenna says children plus power equals disaster. I think that can definitely be true. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Gabriel has a lot of potential to be an amazing human person. Is that a thing? It's 40 minutes in. I'm just going to stay on for the whole hour. It's only 22 more minutes. I think he has amazing potential to make some really good change. And I think as he gets older, as he matures, as he learns from situations like this, I think Gabriel's going to do great things. I don't think he's there right now. I don't think he's there. And it makes me sad because I do see a lot of goodness in him. But I think that hanging around certain people has pushed him to the dark side. Dot says, I feel like Gabriel's emboldened because he was the only one that walked away from the huge Dramageddon thing last year. Nikita kind of walked away too because she just decided she wasn't going to react. And just ignore it, it'll go away. So she kind of walked away, I think, to an extent. Elena says, everyone has the potential to be amazing, some close to. They're an example of this, absolutely. And I think if we've learned anything, if any of the influencers in the future that get to where James was should learn anything from this, is that anybody can fall. Anybody can fall. Don't take your position for granted. And I think that the big lesson, too, is don't be a cruddy human. If you're a cruddy human to enough people, everybody will find out. So don't be a cruddy human. Treat people well. Be kind. Think of their feelings. Don't think that you are such a big celebrity or a big businessman that you don't have to treat people well, because you will fall. It's inevitable, because this is the thing, is being a cruddy human in business gets a lot of business people where they want to be. Gets them millions and millions of dollars, okay? But YouTube is different. Social media is different, because in business, you can't take somebody down because you need that person in order to go up. Or if you take somebody down, people know that you're the person who took that person down, and you're not going to be trusted in the industry, and maybe you won't get the job that you want because you're not trusted, and maybe you're going to take the other company down. Like, it's all interconnected, and it's all it's all about promotion. It's all about who you know. But with YouTube, it's not like that. I'm not relying on these people. You know what I mean? They're not, like, Tati isn't relying on James for her paycheck, like, you know, you know what I mean? Like, it's all separate. So the same strategies that work in business to get cruddy humans to the top aren't going to work on YouTube. They may work for a while, and they did. They did work for a while for James. They worked for a really long time for Jeffrey, too. I think that, yeah. And they work for a while. But once you make the wrong person mad, and your world's going to come crashing down. So don't be a cruddy human. That's the lesson. July Casa says, Gabriel was complicit in James's shade. That's not a friend. But this is the thing. I don't think, okay. But the thing is if you believe something and you support someone, like, that's friendship, even though it's like you can be cruddy together. That's what I think is happening, is they're cruddy together. So I'm like, if Gabriel knew better and didn't advise James to do better, then that would not be a good friend. But I don't think Gabriel realized. I don't think Gabriel was in the mindset that James was doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? Do you see the difference there? So being complicit in James's shade is because I don't think he thought James was doing anything wrong. You know? Jessica says, I personally think his head needed to be popped. I don't wish failure upon him, but he did need to be brought back down. Appreciate what you have or lose it all. Timothy says, Sister Snake must pay for using and abusing Mama Tati. Okay, this is where, like, my opinion kind of switches a little bit from what's popular, in that I feel like each individual person needs to decide whether they want to follow anybody, whether they want to watch the content from anybody. I don't believe that it's okay to bully in any way. That includes people who've messed up. So the things that are happening on Twitter right now are so vicious and brutal. Like, I don't think that's right. I feel like James needs to have consequences for his actions, absolutely. But I don't believe in cruelty to anybody, ever. And I feel like people are being really, really cruel to James right now. And I can see why people think he deserves it. But I think expressing yourself and saying, you know what, I'm really disappointed in this behavior that you expressed. I can't believe that you're this kind of person, and I'm not going to support you anymore. Like, that I can stand behind. But laughing at him and celebrating his downfall, I felt the same thing when Laura released her video, and all of the, all the crap she got for her video that she should never have posted her apology video. Oh my gosh, that's a whole other story. But all the laughing at someone that's in pain hurts my soul. It does. And I don't know. I don't believe in cruelty. See, this is the thing. Beth says, even predators. This is the thing. I don't I'm kind of conflicted in my mind because what he did was awful, but it doesn't sound like I don't see, I want this to be family friendly. It doesn't, okay, let me put it this way. It doesn't seem like he committed any crimes, anything that was illegal in that way. Did he do some really cruddy things? Did he use his power to try to manipulate people? Is that a disgusting behavior? Absolutely. But I still don't, I honestly, like I said earlier, I don't know if James realized 100% that what he was doing was what he was doing. I don't know. I'm not him. I don't know. I don't know though, but how can you not know? You know, how can you not know that you're using your power? And I think he just didn't care. You know, it just sounds like he just didn't care. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I just hate to see people bullying no matter what. And let's just say that. I hate to see people bullying no matter what. And celebrating of downfalls is never something that I like to see. It hurts my heart, you know. I don't know. That's just where I'm at. I don't know. It is harassment, absolutely, and it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong, Rubio. It's absolutely wrong. Caitlin says, girl, he's in the place where we all were when we were young. If we had that much money, that we were invincible. I don't think we would all be there, though. I don't know if I agree with that, Caitlin. I feel like everybody reacts to having good things happen to them differently. And I don't think every person would act that way. Like, I know some people would, but I don't think every person would. Honestly, I don't think that I would have done that. I can honestly say I don't think that's something I would have done, but I'm a different person, I'm a different human. I mean, James is feeling it, man. He's got to be. He's got to be. The mob mentality, exactly, Christy. The mob mentality bothers me. It's scary. I don't like it. Like, unsubscribe. If you don't want to follow me more, unsubscribe. But it's like the thickness that it's laid on, and the mob and the pitchforks, and that stuff scares me. Jesse says he dug his own grave. He did. Absolutely. Caitlin says, not myself, but I saw a lot of people like that. I just think that that's where he's coming from. He's not evil, but right. And I don't think that he realized what he was doing. You know, I really don't, but people tried to tell him and he didn't listen, and that's his fault. Crystal says, for those trying to throw shade at Tati, she said she talked to him many times about his behavior. She acted like a friend. She tried to help him, and yes, he screwed her over. I agree. Kay says, I mean, compare him to JoJo Siwa. She surrounded herself with a team to make sure PR nightmares like this never happen. She takes her young followers seriously. I don't know much about JoJo, but that sounds correct. I don't know much about her, though. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that James has been extremely arrogant. I mean, you can go back in his tweets and realize how arrogant he is. I even talked about it in my video. When I reviewed his palette, I talked about how arrogant the man is. I have the receipts in that video, the video where I reviewed his palette. We talked about drama and brand controversies. I showed all the different tweets that he's put out showing his arrogance. He's been arrogant. Carlo, thoughts on Thomas? I can't even talk about Thomas. I can't even with Thomas. I'm gonna let that one go. Elise says, do you want my mug? Okay, this mug is very special to me. This mug was given to me by a student, but more his foster mother gave this to me. And it's very special to me because she was very special to me. She took in troubled kids, and she tried her best to help them. And she was one of the biggest hearted women I have ever met in my life. And I still think about her all the time. So this mug reminds me of her. It used to have a little teddy bear in it. I forget why. I think it was maybe for Christmas. No, Valentine's Day. This was for Valentine's Day. She gave this to me. He handed it to me, but he could have cared less. I mean, he couldn't have cared less. Couldn't have cared less. Could have cared less. But yeah, so this is very special to me because of her, and it reminds me of all the beautiful people that are out there in the world. And speaking of beautiful people, I wanted to tell you real quick, if you have not watched Marlena from Makeup Geek, if you have not watched her new series called Beauty and the Boss, that's the kind of stuff that we need to raise up. That's the kind of stuff that needs to be getting millions and millions of views. It's a series about Marlena going in and helping somebody who has been through troubled times. She gives them a full makeover, and then that person teaches her something. And they talk about the story, and they talk about, it is such a good show. The first episode just aired. I highly, highly, highly recommend you go watch it and support Marlena in that, because that's what we really need to be raising up, is people uplifting other people. And it's so incredibly sad how few views that video has, because it is so well produced. It is such a good message, and it's so full of heart. So if you have not watched that, please go over to Marlena at Makeup Geek, and please go watch and give a chance to Beauty and the Boss. It is so good. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's on her YouTube channel, and it's like a produced, almost like a reality TV show kind of thing, like a what is it? Something about the dress. I don't watch those shows very much. Picking out the dress. I don't know what that show is called. But it's called Beauty and the Boss, and it is so good. So good. And I'm really hoping, I know that it's just a pipe dream, but I'm really hoping that good people can get lifted up. People like Marlena, people like Emily Noel 83, people like Sabrina, that are putting out, people like that Taylor, people like Robbie Christie, people like, Jessica from Jam Beauty 89. I mean, there are so many high quality video creators out there that are also amazing people. And I hope that one day, I know it's not going to happen, but I hope that one day we can lift these people up and put them as our role models in the industry, because they deserve it, because they're incredible people and they put out really good content. They're good people, Abby says, Jem, what do you think about Tati disappearing off the trending list? I can see why it happened. It's a takedown video. I mean, is that really what YouTube wants to promote to their audience, is a takedown video of another person? If I were YouTube, I probably would have taken off the trending list too, even though it deserves to be there, because it doesn't have a good look. YouTube's a business, Tati doesn't need to be on the trending list. Honestly, that thing's got 25 million views. People are seeing it anyway, April says he's damaged the LGBTQ community so badly with his behavior, puts all gay men at risk yet again. That's an interesting perspective. I haven't thought about that he would be damaging the LGBTQ community. I think that at most, he's damaging it in the minds of very young people. But I mean, anybody with any sense knows that one person doesn't represent a group. So. Leisha says, when you give 19-year-olds huge platforms on social media, it generally doesn't promote growth. It tends to reinforce immature behaviors because of the very young age and most of their subs. And that's a lot of people on YouTube are under 18. That's just a fact. Yeah. Anytime someone of any group that can be put in any group makes a bad choice, shows how cruddy of a human they are, it looks bad on that group. But hopefully we have enough sense as a society to know that one person doesn't represent everybody. And I think the fact that it goes to in a dating realm, and his strategies for dating, I think that that makes it look even worse for that particular group, because it does have to do with attraction and behavior in the dating scene. It's really sad. Cherie says, in the 80s, gays had to fight against the stigma that homosexuality was a choice. Oh, I lost it. It jumped. Okay, there we go. James going after straight men thinking he can turn them is going against the fight so many fought. You have a really good point. You have a really good point. And I think that it was a conquest. You know, it's a conquest. And now it makes more sense a lot on Twitter, how James is always complaining about his love life and how people broke his heart. It's he's going after straight guys and then getting upset when they're not into him. You're playing with my heart. No, no. You're playing with people that don't want to play the game. It's like don't throw a tantrum when you're picking the people that don't even want to play your game. You know, like they're on the other team, not on your team, man. Like they like chicks. Let them like who they like. And Tati made a really good point, I think, as far as, you know, some of these guys probably are still trying to figure out their own sexuality. They're, you know, when you move away from home and you're by yourself and you're dating in the college age, you're figuring out all of that stuff. You're solidifying what you like in a person, what you don't like in a person. You know? And messing with that is just, it's not cool, man. It's just not cool. It's just not. You know, I remember when I was in college, there was a guy that I really, really liked. He was so cute and he was so gay. And I always hoped that maybe he wasn't secretly. But it's not like I forced myself on the man, you know, like, and I didn't get upset when he wasn't attracted to me, you know. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, he was gay. I wished he wasn't at the time, but he was. You know, and I didn't cry about it at night, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can't change a person like that. You just can't. People are who they are. Amy says, anyone saying Tati is fake, it is fake. You know nothing about the nicest person in your own crack. And I think that what Tati's saying about her really truly caring about her subscribers, I believe that to be true. Like, from what I know of her, I believe that to be true. I believe that Tati genuinely cares about people and she genuinely cares about her subscribers, where I feel like James, from what I've seen, cares about his subscribers because they are a means to an end. They are a way to better himself. And he's been showing this for a very long time. This is not new. Like, if you just look back at his Twitter feed, you can see that he's been this kind of person. This is not something that has been hidden from us. It has been out there for a long time. You know? It's just how much were you paying attention? Because we all have lives. How much were you really paying attention? Harry says, you, Tati, and Stephanie Nicole are the realest breed YouTubers. Stephanie Nicole is flipping amazing. I wish that she would upload more. I haven't talked to Stephanie in like a year, and I hate that I haven't talked to her in like a year. She is a genuine soul, and I am like, I adore her. And she's amazing. Sally says they don't care about what he actually did to Tati, only about themselves. Oh, he didn't care. Sorry, I can't read today, apparently. They don't care about what he actually did to Tati, but about themselves. Yeah, I mean, I think some people may not want to believe. You know, but I mean, someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? Viking, what do you think about the way she gained followers after doing a video that has nothing to do with the usual content? What do you think she might feel about this, knowing how sensible she is? What I'm curious is going to happen. I'm very curious because YouTube really cares. I mean, it's not going to affect her. She's so big, it doesn't affect her. But YouTube really cares about the ratio of how many subscribers you have versus how many people that watch your content. So I'm really curious if Tati's new millions of subscribers are going to actually watch her content. I'm really curious to know if her views will go up proportionally. I hope they do, but I doubt it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, it is currently 1 hour in. Amanda says, anyone brought up the issue of violence, not just the sexual harassment and violence, but how James putting himself in the situation turning into physical violence? I didn't hear anything about physical violence, because that would change the story a lot if there was physical violence. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what is it? Was it just reading? Joanne says, I think Tati was at her wit's end with James's behavior, and the vitamin thing was the last straw. Well, I mean, she did say that she had a feeling that James was going to try to take her down because she heard he was shopping his story to drama channels. So he wouldn't have done it. He would have used the drama channels to do it, is what she said. So she felt like she had to release her video in order to get ahead of that, because he could have gone in and taken her down first. I don't know anything about that, but if that is true, I can see why she did it. Because people believe what they're told. And it doesn't matter, like, okay, for example, I don't want to give this guy any attention. I'm not going to tell you what his username is. But dude had the audacity to put up the video of Beyonce in 2013, where she was on stage and some guy in Brazil who is this big on the screen, a white guy with dark hair with a similar haircut to James, and is this big on the screen, all you can see is his back, tried to say that James Charles was that guy who grabbed Beyonce and pulled her off the stage in Brazil in 2013. And I cannot tell you how many people under that video believed that that was James. He would have been 14 years old. 14. There's no way that scrawny little James at 14 years old could have, first of all, gotten to Brazil for a Beyonce concert in the front row when apparently he couldn't afford to go to Tati's wedding and fly himself out there. Grab Beyonce and are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But so many people believed it. There were so many people in the comments that believed it. That is not funny. That is not cute. People believe what they're told. You know, people don't think further than that. And it's so sad. So I think as a society, we need to make sure we're checking too and making sure what we're reading is real. And I can see if James had gotten in front of Tati, people would have believed whatever the drama channels were saying, and Tati would have started going in the red. And it's, in a way, I feel like she kind of did what she had to do. It's really sad it had to be like that, though. It's really sad. Monica says Morpheus dropped James. Really? Let's go look real quick and then we'll go, because I got to do a Deep Muppet State thing. Let's see. Morphe brushes. They did drop, supposedly they dropped Manny and Laura. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even know this. I'll do the Morphe thing. James Charles. It's still on their site. Let's look at, do they have like they used to have like a Morphe Babes section. Here we go. Let's see. Oh no, it's just a gallery now. They used to have a section on their website where it was like, Manny, Laura, Jeffrey. Not Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey. Is Jeffrey? No. Manny, Laura, James, Bretman Rock. All their people were at the bottom. I don't see them anymore. I guess they've smartened up not to do that anymore. But his palette's still available on their site. All right, I gotta go. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. If you have any questions about anything that I said, like if you feel like please don't twist my words. That's all I'm asking. Is take what I said for what I said without adding anything else to it, because that is a significant problem with some people that follow me, is that people take one thing I say and then they add their own crap to it and then they blame that on me. And it's like, if you're mad at something I said, like I totally get it, like be mad at what I said, but don't add your own crap on top of it, because that's not real. That's not reality. Don't take it to a level that I didn't take it, because that's not real. So if you are curious, if you want me to clarify anything, I'm going to try to answer any questions you have. Like if you didn't understand something I said, like, or if you feel like you strongly disagree, let me know. instead of don't add on extra and make it into something that isn't. So Brittany says Rich Luck says more people. I don't know. I don't have that knowledge. All right, happy Mother's Day. I'm gonna go see Detective Pikachu because I need a little Ryan Reynolds in my life. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And this week we've got the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette review that I've already filmed, and something else. I got a couple of ideas of things I might do, but I have no idea what the other video is going to be. Well, actually, there should be 2 other videos this week. I'm not sure what they're going to be. We'll see. Mad love. Happy Mother's Day. See you soon. Bye.